Hello, everyone. Hello. It's been a long time coming, and I don't know who's going to be on there now because we're supposed to be on at 7 o'clock, and it's what almost 8 o'clock. But we're here. And I'm Judy Ambrose James, who, for anyone who doesn't know me, and my guest, my co-host is Consuelo Hall. And she's been very patient with me as I navigate through everything that could go wrong today. But I look, okay, we are here to tell you that today it's been about 3 months since I've been on my podcast, and this was an impromptu that I just felt the need to come back. And I called Suelo and say, "Hey, would you come and be on with me tonight?" And she said, "Yes." So we're here to seek the truth, and then we bring you the proof. And this season, we're going to talk about healing words. Healing words. You know, y'all, we all know that this country is in a way, and we just had a major election, and now uh, in a few weeks, a new president is going to be elected in. God has given me the words, healing words for next year, for now, that we are going to start having to speak because death in life is in the power of the tongue. And we've tried everything that man has said, trends and everything that man has said is going to help us. But none of it has helped us. So why don't you join me and Suelo and all the believers and let's start speaking healing words to ourselves, to our young people, to our village elders. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we believe. And if we believe, we've got to take it way back. So, Suelo, thank you for being here with me, and and just tell everybody a little bit about you and what you're into, and then what you think about healing words.
Well, first off, I want to thank God first off because without Him, none of this would be possible.
That's
Then I
right.
want to thank you. I want to thank you for involving me in this. This is the third season. The third
Yeah.
season, second season, generational turnaround,
Yes.
and the first season of your very first podcast. I don't know the name. What was that? But you changed it into generational turnaround. So.
Yes. Well,
um,
it's always been activate your faith.
Activate your faith. Yes, activate your faith and then generational turnaround. So I'm blessed and I'm grateful to be here. Swalo. Yes, that's me. I started out in the clubhouse streets and now we are expanding to YouTube and everywhere else because for the past 2+ years we've been talking about self-care awareness, taking your life back, loving yourself, and it's okay not to be okay. And it's okay to tell people no sometimes. It's not always about, being the yes man and catering to everyone else because if you're not okay, then you really can't help anyone else.
That's
So
right.
yeah, that's it. That's what we do. And again, Miss Judy, I'm so grateful and thank you. Thank you again for having me. So yeah.
Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for saying yes. You know, we we often underestimate the impact of words. Words can have such an impact on our lives. They can help us. They can break us. They can help us stand up to any situation, or they can destroy what we hold so deep in our lives. And so throughout history, men have used words. They use words to hurt. They use words to help. We got Martin Luther King. We all have a dream. We all remember Martin in the what his words did to our lives and helped us believe that we can do all things. And okay, then we also had Maya Angelou with her words. We have all figures throughout history that use words. We use words to soothe our children. We use words out of anger. And those words that we use out of anger usually comes back to harm ourselves. But we need words. We need healing words. We need to use words that will heal and words that will take us into in and out of what has happened to all of us. The words that has helped and words that have harmed. And so I'm going to ask you, the topic is healing words. And what specific words or phrases have you found to be the most healing in your own life? And why do you think they hold such power?
Oh, Lord.
Suela.
Mm, Lord. Mine is God will stand on his promise, on his promise,
Yes.
his word. He will never go back on his words. He will never leave nor forsake me. All of this is what I stand on. This is what I live by because before that, no.
And you know what? He will never forsake you. God has a plan, and his plan means that you will live into your purpose. That's what I love about God's plan, because his plans from the beginning to the end and you will prosper from your purpose. If you live into your purpose, you don't have to worry about when am I gonna prosper, because you're prospering through your purpose. And so, like I said, man, he starts with a simple word, a simple word that he has the decision to make. If I'm if I'm gonna help people, or if I'm going to hurt people. And I know that one thing I know for sure is that God is, he is. And so how do you think the concept of self-compassion, and you are all about self-love, self-care. Am I right, Suelo?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Because if you are not okay, no one else around you can be okay. If you are broken, everything that you touch, everything that you speak to is going to feel your brokenness.
And,
I have, you know, I have a saying, the hate that you give is the hate that you live.
mm, oh, explain. You go in depth on that.
I mean,
Well,
it's just my experience in life with, you know, different people, you know, from my walks of in life. And I like looking at people just being angry and watching them forcefully speak forcefully at people. But then when you look deep down inside, they're so hurt. They're
yeah,
angry. They
yes,
never got a chance to live the life that they wanted to, or they never got a chance to voice what they wanted to say. They've been trapped. They've never learned who they were. So the hate that people give is the hate that they have on the inside of them. The anger that they give is the anger that they have on the inside of them. And I had to learn not to take things personally when people get upset, you know, and I had to let my anger go myself.
you know, and that's what God has revealed to me so many times. Because I had a massive stroke, and that when I had that massive stroke, I was kind of angry. I was kind of angry because life as I knew it would never be the same, and I thought that meant when I heard it will never be the same. Even the doctors and the texts and that life will never be the same. But you know what? Yeah, it has never been the same. But it has been better because it challenged my belief and it challenged my faith. And my faith in God was challenged. But God let me know that if you continue to believe in me, you even haven't even found out your purpose yet. You're 50 something, you done had a massive stroke, you done been in a coma, and through all this, you don't know who you are. And guess what? Yes, I did not know until after then. I did not know what God had purposely for me, but I know now. I am a writer, an author, I am a podcaster. I am I am the righteousness of God by faith. And everything that I went through, I am better for it now. Have you ever thought about that? What you went through, and I know you've been through a lot. And can you uh, tell us a little bit about who Suelo is and what she has been through?
Oh Lord. You are absolutely correct. Suela has been through a lot since birth, actually. Um, and I just had this real big eye opener just like the other day about my life, and I was like, wow, okay. Um, First off, I wasn't even supposed to be born, so someone had let me know that the enemy has been attacking me my whole entire life. Um, I really did uh a self reflect a self reflection. I want to say a few days ago because I was talking to one of my closest friends that I've been knowing since I was like 13 years old, and we were talking about spirits. And when we were talking about the spirits, I was, you know, I started understanding how long these spirits have actually been attacking me, and I just didn't realize it. I just thought it was I couldn't look at certain people in mirrors as a child, but when I understand, I was like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, so yeah, so you know, I was like, okay, so that was my wow. You, I have to be
Hmm.
careful, but at the same time, I understand. I'm really understanding my purpose in life. In the beginning, I thought I knew, but now I'm really understanding, and it's like, whoa, it's real. It's real.
Yeah, yeah. When once you realize what that purpose is, nobody around you can stop what God has for you, and that's because it's for Him. You say it's for you, but it's for God. And whatever gives you, He's gonna make sure He equip you with whatever you need. And that's what I didn't know. I wondered, well, how am I going to activate anybody's faith? And I'm thinking that's what God wanted me to do, but it wasn't. It was for people to learn, turn around and to see that God has something for everyone. And it doesn't matter what I'm doing or what you're doing. That has nothing to do with what that person's purpose is. So let me ask you this. How do you think the concept of what, no, but can you share a story from your experience where the spoken word led to significant healing or transformation for you? The spoken word that someone said to you that led to a transformation in your life.
A spoken word that someone said to me.
Yeah, yeah. Someone or something that said to you that made a transformation in your life.
Wow, there's been a few times, my mother for one, when she was living, she used to always tell me, she was praying for me. She would always say, you know what, even every time you leave that house, I'm praying that one day, you change your life, you would just stop doing the things that you're doing, you would just stop. And one day, her prayers were answered. And because she looked at me and she says, "You know what? I just wish you would stop." She says, "I just been praying." And she says, "You know what? One day," she said, you're gonna leave here and you're just gonna kill me with the life that you living." And I turned around and I looked at her and I said, "What did you say?" And I
Mm.
looked at her and I was like, "Okay, I'm done. I'm done."
Mm.
And she was like, just like that. I was like, "Yeah, you said one day my lifestyle is gonna kill you, so no, I quit. There's
And
no."
that did it for you.
Well, yeah, I mean, she had been praying this whole time, so apparently
Yeah.
she had to pray for the right words, or God had to, get ready to just, sit me down or something. But I was like,
Well,
okay,
back in our days, our parents would tell us that we're going to kill them with whatever it is we doing, and they meant it. They
well,
meant it so deeply because the fear, they grew up in fear as it was. And then, speaking for myself, I grew up in the time when, the clans were there. They were real. And you could go out and not come back home. And that's because you had been taken. So when our parents said, "Please don't, you're gonna kill me," that's what they meant. The fear of what we chances that we took back then had fear in them. Is that you think that's what she meant for you?
oh no, 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 no. She's talking about the life that I was living, because the life that I was living was something totally different. It was a whole lifestyle that she didn't even raise me to live.
Okay, okay. But you did have some dealings with some people who um, put you in a place that you could have lost your life.
Several times, yes. Yes, several times.
And that was that doing the things that your mom said would kill her.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That is exactly what I'm speaking of. Because she was like, the lifestyle that you're living, she was like, I didn't raise you like that. But that's the one thing that I'm glad that we are talking about that, because what I really want a lot of parents to understand at the same time, we as kids, and we all grow up, so we all go through the process. But this spiritual warfare thing, it's so real nowadays, to where if you don't pray over your kids when they walk out of that house, apartment, wherever y'all live, wherever they are living, it's serious out there. So there's a lot of people that's out there, not A, PREY, preying on innocent children, just
Right.
because they see the light in them, and it's like, oh, okay, I see something in you, and then the next thing you know, they're battling darkness. So I'm just saying, prayer really works, and we gotta get back to it, because without that, there's a lot of lost people out there. And I was one of those people. And I just had this conversation with someone the other day. I was like, I was one of those people when I was out there in the streets. I never, I never treated anyone wrong, even when I was out there hustling. Oh, yeah, I was hustling. I respected everyone as a human being. I wasn't one of those people that disrespected people just because of the things that they were doing, or the lifestyle that they chose. It's not about the disrespect. It was about understanding that people fall short, and that, they choose different routes of life.
Well, what you're talking about is exactly what when God has revealed to me healing words. That's what you're talking about. It's time for us to think about the concept of healing word, to talk to our young people in a fashion, in a way that is not accusing, but it is we don't want what could have happened to us in the past, because we know what's out there and what's going on, and we just trying to protect. So love, peace, family, all of that. That is the book that I wrote, that's coming out Wednesday. It's called Healing Words, Speaking Life into the Generations. We've got to speak life into the generation, and they have to speak life into us as parents. If we get together and believe death and life are in the power of the tongue, and what we say will make a difference now and forever. This is not a temporary fix. It's not a temporary uh, situation. It's real, and it's getting realer every day. So what we have to do is speak life into each other. My people, I'm going to talk to my people. We used to be so together. We used to talk to one another. We used to have communities that you can ask. We didn't even have to ask. We knew what each other needed. We knew what our children, our neighborhood, the village elders were there, sitting on the stoop, sitting under the tree, the big trade tree, and they with the shade tree, and they would be out there, and you could go over there and you can talk to Mr. Henry, you could talk to Mr. Buster, you could talk to them. And now so many people have stopped talking to the elders. They they still got a wealth of knowledge that they would love to share with you. And they are around. They know what's going on around each and every block. The elders do. They may not say anything unless you ask them, but believe it. Believe it. So, what I'll talk about in my book is, do you and the young lady that you're with, do you have a vision? You both have the same vision. Do you want something together that you won't say, well, I didn't want that. Well, I thought you wanted that. Well, how are we going to be a couple when we want different things? You got to get to know a person before you commit. And so many of our young people and old people, we don't care what one or the other wants. We just want to be together. And then what happens? What happens, Suelo, when there's no self-love, when there's no communication? Then what
Then
happens?
there's no relationship, then most likely somebody's going to end up being depressed. Somebody's going to end up being angry. Somebody even might end up being abusive. So verbally
Yeah.
abusive, of course, the verbal abuse is going to be there because it's,
Yes.
my nerves, whatever, whatever. And it might be some physical, but of course the verbal abuse, the talking at, so now you have the emotional damage that's coming in. And then if you stay in there for too long, and I'm just speaking from my own self experience, you stay in something like that too long, you end up losing pieces of yourself a little bit at a time, and then you end up lost. And it's like, when did I lose myself? And then you got to try to fight your way back out of it. But then first off, you got to understand that you lost yourself and how you lost yourself and when and why. And it's just a whole lot of work, but it's a lot of self reflection. It's
It's
self
a lot.
care awareness. You got to look at yourself and say, okay, what did I do wrong? Who did I let in? And why did I let this person in? What caused me to want to have this in my life? What void was I trying to fill? And usually, it all comes from
And,
childhood.
and,
Like,
and usually you end up realizing what you're missing. And people are usually missing something. And so they're trying to find it in somebody else. Actually, you putting something heavy, too heavy on another person, and it won't be long before that other person leaves.
yes,
Well,
ma'am, because self love, you got to love yourself because if you don't love yourself and no one else can love you, or it starts with you.
it
That's it.
starts with you. You said it right there. That's how we're gonna end it. Everyone, it starts with you. My book is called Healing Words, Speaking Life into the Generations. And it is a parent's guide. You oh, it's deep. It's deep in it, and it had to be deep because of what's going on. Like I said in the beginning, to speak the and seek the truth and bring you the proof. People want proof. I mean, they want truth, but they really want proof. And that's what Swalo, when she talks about self-love, self-care, that's where your proof is coming from. Because when you get to know who you are, then you're going to get to know the proof. So thank y'all for coming. Look, this was an impromptu. We just decided to just get on here and just let talk about, share, heal, and hopefully maybe something that we said started the healing process in you. I'll be back Wednesday and we'll be talking. I want to have a guest Wednesday because I want to get one on one with you. I want to get to know who you are and let you get to know who I am. It's going to be my first season for the Activate Your Faith show, and it is going to be on Roku and some of the other platforms. So my name is Judy Ambrose James. This is the Generational Turnaround Show, and we are going to heal. We're going to heal, and we're going to heal with word. God told me the only way that we can have a generational turnaround is to heal in the words that we choose to use on ourselves, our children, our spouse. So I pray that today has been better than yesterday, but not as good as tomorrow. I pray that tomorrow will bring forth a double helping, a double helping of everything that you need. I can't even break it down to one thing because I don't know what you need, but I pray that you have a double helping. Thank you. And I'll see y'all Wednesday. Thank you, Suelo, for being my ride or die, and you are.
I
Thank
want to
you.
thank you, Miss Judy. But I do want to say one thing before we get ready to close out. Regardless of what people tell you, if someone tells you that you cannot do it, just know that you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. Pray about it first. Ask God, ask Jesus Christ to guide you through everything that you put your mind to, your heart to. And if you
Yeah.
have to remove some people from your life, I also have a saying, reason, season, lesson, blessing. But just know
Yeah.
that you are enough and you are equipped to do what Jesus called you to do.
Oh, I like that. Thank you. That was the prayer for the night. Okay. Thank everybody. Thank you for coming. We'll see you Wednesday. Please come back Wednesday, 7 o'clock. All right, Suela, I'm gonna have to let me see.